Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will guide you how to propagate orchids simply and effectively. Please watch the whole video. This is the orchid in bloom. When it blooms, I cut off the unwanted parts and keep the areas that are likely to grow new growth. Peel off the protective film to allow the sprouts to grow. Note: the position of cutting orchid branches needs to be done carefully to avoid bruising, helping the plant to easily develop new shoots. Sprinkle cinnamon powder on a fresh cut to help it heal quickly and disinfect it. After the cut is dry, dip the cut into the melted candle solution, which will help the orchid branch not lose water and prevent rot very well. I use a water-absorbent wire, then wrap the water-absorbent wire around the orchid branch. Note: do not wrap in a position where the orchid sprout can grow. Now I will recycle plastic boxes into orchid propagation tools at home. Just pour a little filtered water into the plastic box, then place the orchid box in the plastic box. The vine will always absorb water back. Helps the orchid branch always have the right humidity to help sprout faster. Keep orchid branches in a cool place, away from direct sunlight. Month later, the orchid branch has sprouted. Isn't it wonderful? I continue to put the orchid cuttings in the miniature greenhouse for better growth. Month later, look at this. The orchid branch has grown fresh green leaves along with healthy roots. Thus, after only 2 months, we have successfully propagated small orchid plants from flower branches. Now, I will plant the orchid in a pot to help the plant adapt to the outside environment. After planting, place the pot in a cool place and care for it like other normal plants. Successfully grow a small orchid from a flower branch. If you find this video useful, please like, share, so more people know, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to watch the next orchid care tips. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Goodbye, and see you again. Hello orchid lovers, nice to meet you on my channel. Today I continue to share with you a very simple way to propagate orchids from garlic. Please watch my entire video to grasp the details of each simple but effective step of orchid propagation at home that anyone can do. Once the orchid has finished blooming, I will cut the stem to propagate from the flower stalk. This spot that has bloomed will not sprout again, so I cut it off. And this position will develop into a small orchid. To help the sprouts grow faster and easier, peel off the protective layer on the outside of the flower stem. This helps the sprouts absorb nutrients and grow stronger. I use a sharp razor blade to repair the cut, avoiding the cut being crushed. Cutting diagonally will help increase the contact area, helping the sprouts easily absorb water and nutrients. Sprinkle some cinnamon powder on the cut to help it heal faster. Cinnamon not only heals the wound, but also reduces the risk of infection and helps the growth grow healthy. Next, I took a clove of garlic and chopped it up. Garlic has antibacterial and antifungal properties which help protect orchids from root rot or infection. Using garlic helps to promote healthy growth and boosts the orchid's natural defenses. Then add 500 milliliters of water to the garlic and let the mixture sit for 1 hour. Use a sieve to filter out the garlic residue, taking only the liquid part of the solution. Soak the orchid cuttings for 30 minutes. This helps disinfect, prevent rot, and stimulate faster germination. I used a floral sponge cut into a circle to fit the bottom of the box to propagate the orchid. Then add water to keep the sponge moist. Place in a cool place to wait for the orchid to grow. Month later, look, the orchid has started to grow 2 buds. Isn't that amazing? I continued to stick the orchid branches into the foam and covered the box, placing it in a cool place to grow. After the next month, you will notice that the orchid has developed a very healthy root system. With such good roots, you can plant it in a pot with a layer of sterilized dry moss to prevent root rot and help the plant grow quickly. After planting, water the orchids to keep them moist so they can grow best. Thank you for watching the video. If you find it interesting, please like, share and subscribe to the channel to support me. Good luck and see you in the next videos. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, a place to share tips on caring for orchids at home with simple but highly effective methods. In this video, I will share with you a secret to propagating dendrobium orchids. Dendrobium is not only famous for its delicate beauty and gentle fragrance, but is also known as the flower of endurance. This orchid can bloom all year round and maintain its beauty for a long time. If you love dendrobium and want to propagate this wonderful flower, let's discover the simple but effective secret right away. I will be cutting an old orchid branch for propagation. Use a sharp knife or scissors to ensure a clean cut, which will help minimize damage to the plant. I will be propagating this orchid cutting using a plastic bottle, so I need to cut the cutting to fit the size of the bottle. I used a sharp razor blade to smooth out the cut and avoid crushing it so that the wound could heal faster. After cutting, you need to treat the cut to prevent bacteria from entering and help the wound heal quickly. Apply a layer of toothpaste to the cut because toothpaste has mild antiseptic properties and helps dry the wound. Wait until the toothpaste is completely dry before proceeding to the next steps. Next, I recycled plastic bottles into tools for propagating orchids. I punched holes around the body of the bottle and at the bottom to create ventilation and effective drainage, avoiding waterlogging while still maintaining moisture, helping the orchids grow more effectively. The cut of this orchid branch has dried, and now I will take one aloe leaf, make a small hole, and put the orchid branch through, so that the orchid branch is covered with fresh gel. Aloe gel contains many nutrients, helps stimulate root growth and promotes plant regeneration. Wait for the aloe gel to dry completely before placing the plant in a new environment. Once the orchid branches are dry, put them in the prepared plastic bottle and close the lid. This is a large plastic pot with drainage holes on the sides and also in the bottom of the box. I put the plastic bottle with the flax cuttings into this plastic pot and put moss around it. Moss plays an important role in the orchid propagation process because it has a very good water retention capacity, helping to maintain a stable humidity around the orchid cuttings. This creates ideal conditions for new roots to grow. In addition, moss also has natural antibacterial properties, helping to limit the invasion of bacteria or fungi that are harmful to plants. Using moss not only helps keep the breeding environment clean and safe, but also helps orchids quickly adapt and regenerate in new conditions. After inserting moss around the orchid branch, you need to pour some water into the bottom of the bottle to create humidity. At the same time, water the moss to ensure that the moss always retains the necessary humidity. Maintaining a constant level of humidity is important as it provides a favorable environment for the germination and root development of orchid cuttings. However, care must be taken not to overwater to avoid waterlogging, as this can have a negative impact on the orchid plant, slowing down the recovery process. After watering, close the plastic box and place the orchid pot in a cool place and wait for the plant to sprout. After 2 months of taking care of this branch, I will now check it to see how it has grown. I need to remove the moss around to get the plastic orchid propagation box. Then I clean this orchid box. At first glance, it looks like the orchid branch has sprouted and taken root. To get the orchid branch out of this plastic box, I will use scissors to cut the box in half to ensure the safety of the orchid branch without breaking the roots and leaves. Only this way can the orchid branch be safely removed. It needs to be done carefully and skillfully. Wow, look at this. It's amazing. The orchid has sprouted and taken root. It's growing very strongly. And now I will cut each sprout to plant them in a new environment. The separation needs to be done carefully, ensuring that the young roots and new sprouts are kept intact, helping the plant have enough conditions to grow healthily when transferred to a new environment. I use moss as a growing medium for orchids. Thanks to the ability of moss to retain moisture and air, orchids will have an ideal environment to grow. Then, I gently place each orchid branch on the surface of the pot. For the taller orchid shoots, to keep the plant stable and avoid falling, I use a fixing bar and gently clamp it to the stem. Finally, I sprayed a light mist to provide the necessary humidity, helping the plant quickly adapt to the new environment. So in this video, I have shared with you how to propagate dendrobium orchids with very simple and easy to make materials, especially highly effective. I believe that if you apply it correctly, you will definitely succeed. To watch more useful videos, please subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos. Welcome to my channel. Today I will continue to share the method of propagating orchids from flower cuttings with a new method, giving you more options to grow your orchid garden more effectively. I will cut an orchid branch to prepare for propagation. You should choose an orchid branch with dormant buds like this. The success rate in propagation will be higher, helping the plant to grow quickly and root better. I cut off the unnecessary part, keeping the part with dormant buds for propagation. This is a garlic bulb. I took one clove and peeled it. Then cut the garlic bulb in half and apply garlic paste on the cut to disinfect it, which will help the orchid not rot due to fungus. Wait for the cut to dry. Then cover the cut with melted candle to prevent the orchid from losing water and also prevent fungi and bacteria from entering through the cut, causing the orchid branch to rot. Next, I will use a small banana, put it in a blender with 1 liter of water and blend until the mixture is completely smooth. Filter out the banana pulp and keep only the pure banana juice. Then, soak the orchid branches in banana water for about 20 minutes, helping to provide natural nutrients, stimulate root growth and increase vitality for the orchid branches. Use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder with 1 liter of boiling water. Cinnamon powder has natural antibacterial properties, helping to clean and prevent the growth of bacteria and fungi in water. Cover and wait about 20 minutes. After the water cools, filter out the residue to obtain pure, clean cinnamon water that is easy to use for the next steps. Soak moss in cinnamon water for 20 minutes to kill bacteria. After 20 minutes, remove the moss and let it dry completely to avoid the moss being wet for too long, reducing the protection and cleaning effectiveness. I use used plastic bottles to create miniature greenhouses that provide better environmental control, keep warm, and provide ideal conditions for orchid cuttings to grow. Spread a layer of pebbles at the bottom of the box. Pebbles help drain water effectively, avoiding waterlogging and creating ventilation for orchid roots. Spread a layer of moss on top of the pebbles. Moss retains moisture well, creating a moderately humid environment, supporting the orchid branches to grow strongly. Place orchid cuttings in a miniature greenhouse. Orchid cuttings will germinate faster when placed in a stable environment and protected from negative impacts from the outside environment. Regular misting helps maintain the necessary humidity, creating favorable conditions for the growth of orchid branches. Place the orchid cuttings in a cool place to wait for the orchid to germinate. Weeks later, the orchid branch has sprouted. Isn't that wonderful? I continue to place in the miniature greenhouse and mist regularly to keep moist, helping the orchid sprouts grow better. One month later, the orchid has grown tall and taken root. After taking root, the orchid can absorb the nutrients we provide to grow strongly. I add fish fertilizer to the orchid. Because the orchid is still young, I fertilize far from the orchid's base to ensure that the orchid does not get shocked and can absorb nutrients slowly. Continue to mist the orchid regularly to support healthy growth. Months later, the orchid has grown very strongly, with fresh green leaves and large, strong roots, helping the orchid absorb water and nutrients effectively from the surrounding environment. This is very important for the orchid to maintain life and grow healthily in natural conditions. And now, I will grow orchids outdoors to adapt to the natural climate. So, with this simple method, you can easily propagate orchids at home. Hopefully, this content will be useful for you. If you find the video useful, please subscribe to the channel, like and share so that more people know about your channel. Thank you for supporting your channel. Goodbye, and see you again. Welcome to my channel. Today I will continue to share with you how to propagate orchids extremely simply and effectively. In my hand is a broken orchid branch. With broken orchid branches like this, don't rush to throw them away. Today I will guide you on how to use broken orchid branches to propagate effectively. First, we gently peel off the protective layer on the outside of the orchid branch. This will help the branch germinate more easily, creating favorable conditions for growth. This is toothpaste. I will apply a thin layer to the new cut. The toothpaste will help protect the orchid from fungi that cause rot and also prevent the plant from losing water. After applying, let the cut dry before proceeding with the next steps. Prepare 1 teaspoon of MSG, then mix with 1 liter of clean water. Soak orchid branches in this solution for about 30 minutes to provide nutrients, stimulate germination, and increase vitality for orchid branches. The remaining MSG water can be used as organic fertilizer for orchids, providing essential nutrients to help plants grow healthily, stimulate strong roots, and support more effective flowering. Spray the MSG solution evenly over the entire orchid stem, being careful not to spray it on the flowers to avoid damage. MSG contains sugar and essential nutrients, helping to strengthen the plant. Do this once a month for better orchid growth. After 30 minutes, take out the orchid branch soaked in MSG water to prepare for orchid propagation. I spread a layer of tissue paper like this, then put a layer of moss on top of the tissue paper and place the orchid branch on top of the moss. Spray the orchid with regular water once a week to help it grow better. rolled the tissue paper carefully, making sure the orchid was placed right in the middle of the moss, creating the ideal environment for the orchid to grow best. After rolling the orchid stem, I gently placed it in a jar, then covered the mouth of the jar with plastic wrap. Make air holes in the plastic wrap to ensure the orchid has enough air to grow. Place orchids in a cool place for them to grow. After 3 weeks, the orchid sprouts have begun to grow, indicating that the plant is growing well. This is the right time to proceed with potting the orchid. I use cold stones to grow orchids, helping the plants to be well fixed and creating ventilation, avoiding waterlogging for the orchid roots. Spread a thin layer of moss on the surface of the substrate, ensuring the orchid is always provided with regular moisture. Place the sprouting orchid on the moss layer, with the sprout facing up for best growth. Place the orchid pot on a shallow tray of water to increase the humidity in the surrounding air. This method is very effective, especially if you live in a dry climate. Mist the plant and growing medium gently every day to maintain ideal humidity. Water the tray regularly to maintain ideal humidity for the orchid. You can recycle plastic bottles into mini greenhouses. This method helps maintain stable humidity and temperature, creating favorable conditions for orchids to grow faster and healthier. Three months later, the orchid has grown very healthy, with lush green leaves, long and strong roots, showing strong vitality. These roots help the plant absorb nutrients from the environment well, supporting the plant's comprehensive development of stems, roots, and flowers. So in this video I have shared with you how to propagate orchids from materials around us with a very simple but highly effective method. If you apply the correct method that I instruct, you will definitely succeed. My videos have provided subtitles in many different languages, so you can choose the appropriate language to easily understand the content. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel to support and help the channel reach 1,000 subscribers soon. Wish you success and happiness in your orchid care journey. See you in the next videos. Welcome to my channel. If you love orchids and are looking for ways to propagate them at home, this is the video for you. I will guide you through a super easy, surprisingly effective method using only familiar materials available around the house. It makes the most of them, saves money, and is guaranteed to be something anyone can do. Let's explore it now. This is ginger root. Do you have ginger at home? First, I will make ginger gel. I will choose green ginger sprouts that grow from ginger roots, which are the part that concentrates many valuable nutrients. Ginger sprouts not only contain natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory active ingredients, but also have the effect of stimulating growth and enhancing the health of the plant. Next, I took one aloe vera leaf and also sliced it into thin slices. After preparing ginger and aloe vera leaves, I put them in a small jar. You add 1 teaspoon of sugar to the jar, helping to provide essential nutrients, which are food that helps beneficial microorganisms grow strongly. Use 50 milliliters of any type of beer. Beer acts as a catalyst, speeding up the fermentation process, creating favorable conditions for microorganisms to grow faster. Add 50 ml of filtered water to the mixture to create a humid environment for microorganisms to grow. After mixing, leave the mixture for about 1 month before using. This is a branch of Dendrobium anosmum orchid. I only use dormant buds that are capable of sprouting for propagation. Cut the orchid branch into moderate sections. Each section has 2 such as 3 buds to prepare for orchid propagation. Cover the cut with a layer of melted candle wax. The wax will help prevent water from seeping into the cut, preventing the orchid from rotting. Next, use 3 tablespoons of ginger GE solution combined with aloe vera GE. This mixture helps stimulate root growth and increase resistance for orchid branches. You need to mix this mixture with 1 liter of filtered water to create a nourishing solution. This not only reduces the concentration of the mixture, avoiding shock to the orchid branches, but also ensures that the nutrients are better absorbed. This is cinnamon powder. I take 1 spoon mixed with 500 ml of boiling water, let it steep for 30 minutes. This process helps the active ingredients in cinnamon powder dissolve, creating an effective disinfectant solution, protecting orchid branches from bacteria and fungi. Then, soak the moss in cinnamon water for about 30 minutes to clean and disinfect, ensuring a safe environment for orchids to grow. I use a mixture of GE ginger and GE aloe vera and water it evenly on the orchid roots. Watering this mixture 1 to 2 times a month will help the plant develop healthy roots and flowers. After 30 minutes, remove the moss and squeeze out excess water, then spread the moss evenly into the plastic box to prepare for planting orchids. Place the orchid cuttings on top of the moss, then cover the plastic box. Place in a cool place, avoid direct sunlight and keep moist regularly for 3 weeks. After 4 weeks, look, the orchid has sprouted. Isn't it amazing? But it hasn't rooted yet. Continue to keep the orchid in a cool place, away from sunlight, and maintain humidity. After the next 2 weeks, wow, look at this. The orchid sprout has grown roots and leaves very healthy. This is a sign that the plant has adapted well to the environment. The roots are growing densely and the leaves are growing green, bringing comprehensive development to the orchid. When the orchid sprouts grow well, you can plant them in pots to help them adapt to the outside environment. Hope this video content will help you in propagating orchids at home. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel to support me. See you in the next videos. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, where I share unique tips for growing and caring for orchids that are easy to do at home. Today, I will reveal a new but extremely effective method for propagating orchids from flower stalks. A simple method that does not take much time, but the results are beyond expectations. First, you need to cut off the flowered sections. Next, you need to gently peel off the outer membrane covering the flower stem, helping the young shoots to grow more easily, fully absorbing the necessary nutrients and light. This is chayote. I peeled and took about 20 grams of chayote and put it in the blender with 200 ml of room temperature water. Then blended the mixture until smooth. Use a sieve or clean cloth to strain the mixture, discarding the pulp and retaining only the juice. Using cotton, dip it into the chayote solution you just prepared. Then, gently clamp the soaked cotton onto the dormant buds of the plant. This helps to retain moisture effectively, creating favorable conditions for the sprouts to grow faster. For best results, you should do this process once a week. Maintaining moisture and providing regular nutrition will promote the growth of sprouts. Regularly spray cold water mist on the orchid sprouts. This not only helps maintain the necessary humidity, but also supports the orchid sprouts to grow stronger and greener. Don't throw away the chayote peels, keep them. They are a great natural source of nutrients for plants. Put all the chayote skins into a large jar, then add 1 liter of boiled water. Cover the jar and place in a dark place for 12 hours. This process helps extract the nutrients from the chayote skin, creating a nutrient-rich water for orchids. After 12 hours, use this water to spray the orchids. Chayote water is rich in natural nutrients, helping the roots absorb better, stimulating the growth of buds, increasing resistance, and supporting the orchid to grow well and bloom beautifully. You can combine it with other organic fertilizers to help plants absorb more nutrients and grow healthier. After about 3 weeks, you will see the orchid sprouts begin to sprout. This is a sign that the plant is absorbing nutrients well and growing in the right direction. Small green shoots gradually appear, signaling that life is reviving strongly. Continue to mist with clean water to maintain humidity and aid plant growth. After 2 months, when the orchid sprouts have grown strong enough, you can separate the plant and plant it in a new pot. This will give the plant more space and make it easier to grow in the outside environment. So in this video, I have shared with you how to propagate orchids using chayote. Very easy to do and highly effective. Hopefully these shares will help you propagate orchids more effectively. You just need to follow the steps I have instructed and you will definitely succeed. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other interesting orchid care tips. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you in this video. You are an orchid lover. You are looking for a way to propagate them but do not know how. Or maybe you have propagated orchids but failed. In this video, I will guide you through 5 extremely simple, easy to do and highly effective ways to propagate orchids. Please watch the entire video. Method 1. Using ginger. In my hand is a withered orchid branch. I will propagate on this orchid branch. And now I will share with you how to propagate from any orchid species. First, we cut off the blooming points. Just keep these 3 segments so the orchid can sprout. Then you cover the cut with melted candle wax to protect the orchid from rotting. Peel off the protective membrane of the orchid shoot to stimulate the shoot to grow stronger and faster. To propagate orchids, you need to prepare 1 branch of fresh ginger, then chop them. Ginger contains compounds such as gingerol and sugarol that can prevent the growth of harmful bacteria and fungi, help protect orchid seedlings from infection, and increase survival rates when propagating. After chopping the ginger, put it in a jar with 500 milligrams of boiling water and wait for 1 day, so that the ginger can extract antibacterial and antifungal compounds, creating an effective germ protection solution. Filter out the ginger residue to obtain a clear solution, making it easy to absorb and not causing blockage when used. You put the orchid branch in the vase and pour in the filtered ginger solution for about 30 minutes. To propagate orchids, you also need to prepare moss. Soak the moss in ginger water for 30 minutes. This will help disinfect, fight fungus, keep moss clean and safe for orchid propagation, and reduce the risk of infection for orchid buds. After soaking the moss for 30 minutes, use your hands to squeeze the ginger juice. I use recycled plastic boxes as small greenhouses, which helps the orchid propagation process go faster. Note that you need to make vent holes in the plastic box so that the orchid has ventilation space, avoids waterlogging, and creates conditions for orchid growth while helping to maintain stable humidity. You put moss in a plastic box and spread it evenly. Then put the orchid branch in a miniature greenhouse and spray it with moisture once a week. Close the lid of the box and place the orchid propagation box in a cool place away from direct sunlight. And here is the result after 21 days. Look, it has sprouted. Isn't it amazing, guys? You continue to spray mist to keep moist and keep in a bright place. Avoid direct sunlight. After 10 days, the orchid has grown roots. The sprouts are also taller and green and full of life. Please continue to mist to keep the orchid moist to help it grow stronger. Wow, the result after the next 2 weeks, the orchid grew so fast, with many roots too. From a dry orchid branch, I took care of it to propagate like this. Amazing, isn't it? And now I plant it in a pot to let the orchid adapt and grow in the outside environment. I plant orchid cuttings with pine bark to create an airy environment, help the plant develop roots easily and provide stable humidity for the orchid. Remember to plant the base higher than the pot so the orchid does not get root rot. Finally, cover the top layer of moss and remember to water to keep the orchid moist. Method 2. Using vitamin bone. These are dendrobium orchids, and I will be propagating them from an old cutting. This old branch cannot develop into a seedling on its own, but will serve as a source for effective propagation. You cover the cut of the orchid branch with a layer of toothpaste, which helps prevent bacteria from entering, protecting the cut from infection and drying out. Next, pour 500 milligrams of room temperature water into the basin and add 2 vitamin bone tablets. Stir well until the vitamins are completely dissolved in the water. Vitamin bone helps stimulate orchid root growth while increasing nutrient absorption to help orchids grow healthily. Soak orchid branches in the pot for 30 minutes to help stimulate root growth and new shoots. Next, you need to prepare a round piece of foam and clamps to propagate orchids. Use a glue gun to attach these clips around the foam to clamp the orchid branches into a circle. After attaching the pretty clips around the foam, you proceed to clip the old orchid branch to the foam. Clamping orchid branches into foam helps keep the branches stable, creates a good moist environment for root development, and increases the success rate of propagation. Fill the pot with water mixed with vitamin bone, then put the sponge with the orchid branch in the pot. Clamping the foam like this helps the orchid branch always float on the water surface, ensuring that the branch is not submerged, creating conditions for the roots to develop in a moist environment without rotting. And this is the result after 1 month of my orchid breeding. Look, the orchid branch has taken root and sprouted. Isn't that wonderful? I continue to put the orchid cuttings in the pot to let them grow stronger. After another month, it was really surprising, right? The roots grew a lot and became longer, and the sprout developed into a tall tree. You see? Just a few simple steps like that, and you have successfully propagated orchids from old branches. This way, you can propagate any other orchid species yourself. Just follow the steps I have given and you will be guaranteed success. To grow orchids, remove the clamp and lift the orchids out of the foam. Then cut each seedling and plant them in a pot so that the orchids can grow in the outside environment. Method 3. Using aloe vera and ginger. This is a pot of orchids that has bloomed and only has one last flower left. Even if the flowers have fallen, it is still possible to propagate from unopened flower stalks. I will cut off the flower stalk that has bloomed, helping to concentrate nutrients on the unbloomed flower stalk, stimulating the growth of new buds. It was important to make sure the cut wasn't crushed, so I used a sharp razor blade to smooth out the cut. Peel off the protective layer of the young shoot to make it easier for the sprout to grow. To propagate orchids, I need 1 aloe vera leaf, then cut it into small pieces. Aloe vera helps stimulate roots and fight disease in orchids due to its antibacterial properties. It also provides moisture and nutrients, helping orchids grow healthily. Inserting aloe vera into orchid branches helps them recover quickly, prevents infection, promotes root growth, and provides nutrients for orchids. Next, use another aloe vera leaf and chop it up. You add 30 grams of fresh ginger and also chop it. After chopping the aloe vera and ginger, put them in a blender with 300 milligrams of water and blend them. Filter out the aloe vera and ginger residue, taking only the clear solution. Add water to get 1 liter of aloe vera and ginger solution. Next, water the orchid roots with aloe vera and ginger to provide nutrients, stimulate root growth, and help the plant increase its resistance. Aloe vera is rich in vitamins and minerals, while ginger has anti-inflammatory properties, helping the plant fight disease. Soak orchid pot in solution for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, remove the aloe vera from the orchid branch and use cotton to dry them. Then, apply toothpaste to the cut and wait for the toothpaste to dry to disinfect the orchid wound. After the toothpaste has dried, use aloe vera and ginger solution to spray the orchid once a week. Here is the result after 1 month the orchid branch has sprouted. To help the sprouts grow strongly and take root, I continue to spray aloe vera and ginger solution once a week. Let's wait and see the results in the next 2 months. Wow, this seedling has grown strong and has long roots. Isn't it amazing, guys? Now you can cut this orchid branch and plant it in a pot for better growth. Method 4. Using garlic and cinnamon powder. This is my Cattleya orchid. It has grown very well. This is an old orchid branch that will not grow seedlings if not separated from the pot. I will cut it out of the pot to propagate. You see, this is the sleeping bud at the base of the orchid branch. I will wake it up. I use a sharp knife to recut the cuts so they don't get crushed, helping the plant recover quickly. I then sprinkle cinnamon powder on the cut to prevent mold or bacteria from entering, and to promote healing. I used 1 clove of garlic and cut it in half, and then applied the garlic juice to the dormant orchid sprouts, stimulating the sprouts to wake up and grow quickly. Next, I use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder in a pot with 500 ml of boiling water. Then stir them well and wait for them to cool before using. When the cinnamon powder water has cooled, it is necessary to filter out the residue. Filter out the residue in the cinnamon powder water to avoid residue sticking to the roots and leaves, hindering the absorption of water and nutrients, and limiting the growth of mold and bacteria. I soak the moss in cinnamon water for 30 minutes to help disinfect, kill bacteria and mold that may be present in the moss, and also increase the plant's ability to absorb nutrients. After soaking for 30 minutes, I took out the moss and squeezed out the water. I use a glass jar to propagate orchids. Put moss in the glass jar and then put the old orchid cuttings in the jar. Use plastic wrap to cover the orchid propagation jar. Note that you need to punch a few vent holes to help maintain air circulation, prevent condensation, and provide oxygen for the orchid to grow well. Then you need to leave the jar in a cool place. After a week of propagation, you need to water the orchid every 5 days to ensure enough moisture, help the plant grow healthily, and stimulate new roots. And now let me see the results after 2 months of orchid breeding. Look, the orchid has revived, sprouted and taken root. Isn't that wonderful? I continue to put the orchid branch in the vase for the orchid to grow better. After 2 weeks, you see this little orchid has grown very healthy and the roots have grown out. After only 2 months from the old orchid branch, I propagated it into a healthy small orchid plant. Now I plant the orchids in pots so they can grow in the outside environment. After planting orchids, water the plant with aloe vera to help it absorb nutrients from the aloe vera and maintain moisture for better growth. Method 5. Using bananas to propagate orchids. This is my orchid pot. After it blooms, I will cut a branch with buds to propagate. I use 1 clove of garlic and cut it in half, then apply garlic juice on the cut. This helps to disinfect the orchid and prevent it from rotting due to fungus. After the cut has dried, I cover the cut with melted candle wax to prevent the orchid from losing water and also prevent fungi from entering through the cut and causing the orchid branch to rot. Next, I take 1 small banana and put it in the blender with 1 liter of water, and then puree the banana. Filter out the banana residue and take only the clear water. Then soak the orchid branches in banana water for about 20 minutes, helping to provide natural nutrients, stimulating the roots to grow faster. Put 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder in a jar with 1 liter of boiling water and cover. Then wait for it to cool. After the water has cooled, filter out the cinnamon residue and soak the moss in cinnamon water for 20 minutes to help kill bacteria and mold. After 20 minutes, remove the moss and squeeze out the water to prepare for the next step. To better propagate orchids, I used a plastic bottle to create a miniature greenhouse. Note, the plastic bottle needs to be perforated to help drain water, avoid waterlogging, and create ventilation, helping orchids grow better. I cut the plastic bottle in half for easy propagation. I have prepared the pebbles, and now I will spread a layer of them on the bottom of the plastic box. Pebbles help drain water well, retain moisture, and create ventilation for orchid roots to grow healthily. I will then spread a layer of moss over the pebbles and place the orchid cuttings in the miniature greenhouse. Then, need to water the orchid to have enough moisture to grow. You need to put the orchid in a cool place to wait for it to germinate. And here is the result after 2 weeks. Wow, the orchid has sprouted. Isn't that amazing? Continue placing the orchid in the miniature greenhouse and mist regularly to keep it moist. After 1 month, look at this. The orchid sprout has grown leaves and roots. It's amazing, guys. For better orchid growth, add organic fish fertilizer. Be sure to fertilize away from the orchid roots. This helps protect the young roots and provides nutrients slowly, supporting healthy orchid growth. Then you continue to spray mist to keep the orchid moist. Look, after 2 months, the small sprout has grown into a tall, healthy orchid. The roots and leaves are growing very well. Now you can plant the orchid in a larger pot to let it grow in the outside environment. So in this video, I have guided you through 5 ways to propagate orchids that are extremely simple, easy to do, and highly effective. Good luck! To watch the next videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your interest and follow-up. Goodbye and see you again.
Welcome to my channel. Today I will share with you how to propagate orchids from flower stalks using a new method that is very easy to do. This method helps you have more options for more effective orchid propagation. First, you need to remove the membrane on the flower stem so that the sprout can easily grow. This is an onion. I will cut about 10 grani. Onions contain natural sulfur compounds that are antibacterial, antifungal, and protect orchids from pathogens. Then squeeze the onion juice. Onion juice also stimulates orchid sprouts to grow healthily and quickly. Next, I use cotton soaked in onion juice and wrap it around the orchid sprouts and leave it for 5 minutes, which helps to disinfect and prevent bacteria or fungi from entering the cut. At the same time, it stimulates the orchid sprouts to grow faster and healthier. Once the cut is dry, apply some skin glue to the cut surface. This glue will help keep the orchid moist and protect it from rotting. While waiting for the glue to dry, prepare the cinnamon bark powder mixture by mixing 1 teaspoon of cinnamon bark powder with 60 ml of boiled water, then let it cool. Continue to soak the moss in this cinnamon water for about 20 minutes. Thanks to its natural antiseptic properties, cinnamon water will help protect orchids from pathogens. After completing the above steps, I used recycled plastic bottles to make orchid growing tools. I put moss at the bottom of the plastic box, then place the orchid branch on top of the moss so that the bud is facing up. Place the bottle in a cool place and spray water regularly to keep it moist to create an ideal environment for the sprouts to grow. After 3 weeks, look at this. The orchid sprouts have started to grow. A sign that the orchid is growing strongly. At this time, you continue to spray mist to keep the soil moist and make sure the plant is placed in a well-ventilated place. Let's see the results after 3 months of caring for the orchid. Look, the little orchid has grown very well. The roots also grow strongly, helping the plant to easily absorb nutrients. I reuse plastic bottles to grow orchids. Reusing plastic bottles is not only environmentally friendly, but also helps orchids grow quickly thanks to the suitable humidity environment. I grow orchids using pine wood and moss because these are two natural substrates that retain moisture well, drain quickly, and provide a well-ventilated environment for orchid roots to grow. After planting, I watered to provide initial moisture, helping the orchids adapt better to the substrate and begin the growth process. So in this video, I have shared with you a very simple but highly effective way to propagate orchids. I wish you success in applying it and have healthy, beautiful orchid pots. Please subscribe to my channel for more useful orchid growing tips. Thanks, bye, and see you again.
Hello, orchid enthusiasts. Like you, I am also a lover of orchids. This flower has always attracted me because of its rich, classy, and elegant beauty. You have always dreamed of owning a brilliant orchid garden with beautiful flowers created by your own hands. To do that, orchid propagation is a step that cannot be skipped. But if you have tried and failed, don't worry. In this video, I will reveal the secret to help you propagate any orchid species simply and effectively. Watch my entire video to discover this secret. In my hand, I have an old orchid branch that has bloomed, and I use it for propagation. First, I will cut off the flowered sections as they are no longer able to grow, allowing the plant to focus its nutrients on new growth. Just keep the remaining 3 segments, as these are the parts from which the orchid can sprout new shoots. These segments are full of living cells and will be the source of the orchid's growth. Next, I apply melted candle solution to the cut. This helps protect the orchid from rot, as the candle forms a tight protective layer, preventing bacteria and fungi from entering the cut. At the same time, the candle solution also helps the cut heal quickly, reducing the risk of infection and promoting the growth of the plant. When melted, the candle will solidify on the cut and protect the plant tissue underneath, without hindering the growth of the orchid branch, so you can rest assured to use it. I will peel off the protective membrane that protects the dormant sprout. This membrane covers the sprout and helps protect it from external factors, but at the same time, it also hinders the sprout's growth. When this membrane is removed, the dormant sprout will easily receive nutrients and light, thereby sprouting and growing healthily. Next, use a fresh ginger branch and cut it into small pieces. Fresh ginger contains many natural compounds with antibacterial and antifungal properties, which help improve the health of orchids. Cut the ginger into small pieces to easily extract the beneficial nutrients during the soaking process. Put ginger in a jar with 500 milliliters of boiling water. Soak ginger for 1 day to extract all the essence from ginger. This helps the nutrients from ginger dissolve into water, creating a solution that has the best effect for orchids. 1 day after soaking, you filter out the residue and only use the ginger water to care for the orchid. You put the orchid branch in the vase and pour in water to stop soaking for 30 minutes. This helps the plant absorb natural nutrients from ginger, while also fighting bacteria and preventing some common diseases in orchids. This soaking also helps increase the resistance of orchids. You also need to soak the moss in ginger water for 30 minutes. This solution helps to disinfect, remove bacteria and fungi that may be present in the moss, and also enhances the moss's ability to retain moisture. After soaking the moss for 30 minutes, take it out and squeeze out the water to prepare for orchid propagation. I use recycled plastic boxes to make miniature greenhouses for orchids. These plastic boxes have vents which help maintain the necessary humidity while ensuring that the plants are not waterlogged, avoiding stagnant air in the box. Before placing the orchid in the plastic box, I will spread a thin layer of moss on the bottom of the box. This layer of moss helps to keep the plant moist, creating a stable environment and preventing the orchid from lacking water. After preparing the moss layer at the bottom of the box, I place the orchid cuttings in the miniature greenhouse. I mist the plants once a week to keep the humidity stable. Cover the box and place it in a bright location so that the orchid gets the light it needs to grow. But avoid direct sunlight, as too much sunlight can burn the leaves or weaken the plant. After 21 days, look at this. The orchid has started to sprout. Isn't that great? This is a sign that the propagation process is going smoothly. The orchid bud will gradually develop and prepare to enter the strong growth phase. To maintain best growth, I continue to mist to keep the orchids at a stable humidity. After 10 days, look at this. The orchid is growing stronger with the appearance of new green leaves, and the roots are starting to grow long and strong. The new leaves will help the plant photosynthesize better, while the growing roots will help the plant absorb water and nutrients effectively. This is a sign that the propagation process is going very well. To maintain this growth, continue to mist to keep the humidity stable for the plant. At the same time, place the orchid in a place with soft light. Avoid direct sunlight to prevent the leaves from burning. After another 2 weeks, wow, look at this. The orchid continues to grow strongly, with leaves and roots clearly growing longer. This shows that the plant has adapted well to the environment and is growing healthily. The roots of orchids play an important role in absorbing water and nutrients from the surrounding environment, helping the plant grow healthily. Orchid roots often grow strongly, have the ability to cling tightly to the substrate, and hold the plant firmly. When the roots are healthy, the orchid will easily absorb nutrients, helping the leaves to be greener and the flowers to grow more beautifully. Once the plant has grown steadily, you can plant the orchid in a pot to help it adapt to the outside environment. This helps the orchid continue to grow in a spacious space, favorable for long-term growth. I use pine wood to grow orchids, creating a well-ventilated environment, retaining moisture well, and helping the roots to grow healthily. I used a stake to stabilize the plant, allowing the orchid to adhere to the wood and thrive. I then covered the top with a layer of moss to retain moisture, creating the ideal environment for healthy orchid growth, while also protecting the roots from drying out and mold. Watering orchids helps provide the necessary moisture for the plant, supporting photosynthesis and absorbing nutrients from the substrate. Water also helps maintain the freshness of leaves and roots, helping the plant grow healthily and promote flowering. However, it is important to water just enough to avoid waterlogging the roots. So in this video, I have shared with you how to propagate orchids. Extremely simple, easy to do, and highly effective. You just need to follow the steps that I instruct, and you will definitely succeed. If you find the video useful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so more people can know. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you in the next videos.